No.
What's your name, sir?
Sonjo.
Ah, nice to meet you, sir.
Pleasure, sir.
How did you meet me, sir?
Well, when I saw your picture on the internet, I saw Sagrada Familia. I said, what? This is Spain! This is Spain, man! So I was so happy. So I even thought it has passed.
No.
So, but when I saw 1 hour ago, I said, no. If God will, as I sent you a message, if you respond, that means God just wants us. So it will be my lucky day to just. This is my first time of meeting a celebrity. So
I'm a celebrity.
yes, you are. Yes.
I'm getting just used to it.
This is Spain, sir. You wouldn't know people know you here. Maybe I'm the one that is lucky to find you when
Yes,
you
a lot.
posted.
So.
So,
People, different parts that we are wishing that I could come to their cities.
yeah.
So I'm so glad to meet you.
I'm the happiest person, sir.
God bless
Wow,
you.
one-on-one.
So,
Sonjo,
John, you are from which state?
Osun State.
Osun
I live all my life in Lagos. So
Ekoko Nibajẹ. So glad to meet you. You have a family here? Not yet. And we were talking about Dubai.
when my first time of alighting in Dubai,
Yes.
that was in year 2020.
Yes.
When I saw the structures, the road and everything, the first thing that came out of my mouth was, I'm not sure there's hope for Nigeria. I'm sorry.
Let them say it.
Yeah, the first thing that came out of my mouth was, I'm not sure there's hope for Nigeria. Where are we going to start?
The same thing that happened to me when I saw the road networks in Germany. In Germany, when I saw the road, what's the highway? What's it called
Autobahn.
again? The autobahn, the road network, the highway. And I'm like, somebody sat down to construct this. I was like, there's no hope. We cannot. I felt bad saying it, but for me that was factual.
Okay, let me come in now. You know, I've lived in both worlds. That is to say, I've traveled, I've stayed in Africa. I knew when Dubai was just a fishing port, when they were doing pearl diving. They would dive for pearls from the oysters, until the Chinese came and brought artificial pearls, and the diving for oyster pearls reduced. I know when Nigeria was giving loan to IMF. Nigeria gave loan to IMF, yes. I know when Nigeria gave loan to South Korea. I know I was in medical school when the King of Saudi Arabia was bringing his family for treatment in the University College Hospital in Ibadan, where I trained. Now, let me tell you this. Dubai, if it can translate, the leadership can translate Dubai to what it is now, within a space of a year, 30 or 40 years, there is hope for Nigeria. I remember when Idi Amin was sending meat to Abu Dhabi during Ramadan.
Well, on that case of Dubai, what do you think happened? Because you always speak of it. The king had a dream.
The grandfather of this present king, this present leader of Dubai, had a dream. When he was building the new Dubai port, it was during an economic meltdown. So he took the son there, and a desert, he was telling the son that he was building a port. The son said, the grandson said that, why are you building a port? He said, now that the economy is down, is the best time to build. So these are people who have had an understanding of economics, business, and trade. You see, the Arabs have been trading for years. The Dubai people have been trading for years. So they have an understanding of trade. So what this Nigeria needs is not rocket science, it's just good leadership. And we missed it in not voting Peter out. Good, responsible, visionary, frugal leadership that will practice social justice and create public goods. What are public goods? Goods that the public will use. Roads, electricity, schools, healthcare facilities. these things are there. We have some of the best brains. Some of my classmates are the best brains in the US and all over the world. Some of the people that attended the secondary school I attended, the university I attended, some of the best brains. I know people who are old boys of government college who have patents, inventions in the United States. They are engineers. So if we have safety, good leadership, unity of purpose, we can try. If we want to build all these things, it doesn't take so long. In 10 years, we will change Nigeria.
Okay, sir, what's the starting point? What are
the starting point is
looking
you.
Looking at Lagos State and how congested everywhere. Look, consider the road here. You've been around.
Yes.
Look at how big each road is. You can even find like 4 lanes here, 4 lanes here.
Yes. You are so overwhelmed that you can't even express yourself.
Where will we even start? It might require that they dismantle or pull down everywhere and then start all over afresh.
You see, let me tell you, I grew up under Gowon, Muritala Mohammed and all that. Some of the roads you are seeing in Lagos were constructed in my lifetime, those bridges and all that. Some of the structures were constructed in my lifetime. People like Ogbemudia in the Midwestern region, he did a lot of things. You see, a road will not take 20 years to construct. The Upper Eredua Road that it was constructed when I was in primary school, they were constructing it night and day. And they finished it and it is still there. So if you look at Mao Zedong of China, during the Chinese Revolution, the whole people were mobilized. What we need is a mobilization of the energy of Nigerians, the creativity of Nigerians. And Nigerians are follow people. If they have a good leader that is ready to lead them like the time of Muritala Mohammed, we will follow and we will rebuild this country. I have hope. That's why I'm going back home.
We're coming too. And then,
no, don't come like me. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Let me teach you one thing.
Okay.
I have established a lot in Nigeria. When I mean a lot, a small boy listening to me won't understand. If you want to trek around my real estate, if you start in the morning, you'll be tired. I did that in the suburban economy. You might need to take lunch when you start trekking. You'll get tired. I did that in the suburban economy. I have institutions that are running. I have vision. But I projected that I needed to send my children overseas to have exposure and to invest my genes. I see myself as a product. To invest myself in my children in another economy and another environment. Now, I sent him to the United States twice, sent his younger brother to the United States. His brother is in Germany. That I wanted them to come back with the exposure to invest in the legacy we will have in Nigeria. Now, the point is, you people here, when you say you want to come home, don't live with the refugee mentality. There is a Peruvian, where we are going to eat dinner, it's a Peruvian restaurant. The people are from Peru. Peru was a Spanish territory. She has come here now to establish a restaurant. The people who colonized us are still investing in Nigeria, still even controlling politics in Nigeria. If you come to Europe, don't be in a hurry just to run to Africa. Establish your feet here. Create a service, create a business that these people will patronize, and then we can also invest back in Africa. And then there's a passage in my Bible I marked, foreigners shall shepherd your flock. Foreigners shall shepherd your flock. So I'm going to build a specialist hospital. That's the project I will do in my old age, apart from the school I'm building. I'm going to build a specialist hospital in my father's community. I'm building in my mother's community. His wife will come as a cardiologist. My son will come as a surgeon. And he will bring people into the hospital. We will bring specialists to practice there. We will have our own electricity. We will generate our own electricity, generate our own security, make roads like this, and build beautiful places. So, and the thing also is that as Nigerians, so we will not concentrate on the government alone. We, the individuals, the local governments, the traditional rulers, the youths, we need to mobilize them. See it as a challenge that we have underdeveloped. We are not a developing nation. We are an underdeveloping nation. We are a regressing nation. When we see it as a challenge and we contribute, you need to see the school that I built somewhere. You were in your office and they said people should show where they come from. And you showed them where you come from in Nigeria. What was their response?
You were amazed.
They were amazed. My own is that if my grandchildren come from Europe to Africa, they will know that their grandfather has lived a good life and has lived a legacy for them, left a legacy. So don't just run back home. You might see us and you might just feel like running back home. It's not easy. Stabilize here. Then bring your experience, bring your relationships, your network back to Nigeria. That's the way I see it. But there is hope. I have hope. Just good leadership, good followership, good national philosophy, all these older, good religious leaders that can have vision beyond just taking people to heaven. You know, have good religious leaders that would see, look at what I like in Europe. See precision. See the gap between the head of the bus and this see people there. Precision. It could go in and come out. The heads of people did not hit the. So we must start thinking like that. Have national interest, but we need national reorientation, not this national reorientation agencies we have. We need people that have sense of decency. People like Aisha Yusufu, very dark black man, and people who have the interest of the country at heart. In 20 years, we will change this country, we will change Nigeria. It's possible. These people had their own challenges, Inquisition and all the Spanish Civil War and all that. They had their own problems, but they had national leaders who could galvanize the nation together, have the interest of the country. Like, as I used to say, in the Greek philosophy, you have idiots, you have tribesmen, and you have citizens. The idiots are those who don't care the impact of what they do on society. Those are idiots. Then tribesmen are those who do things just because of their tribe. Now you are Yoruba, I'm Morobo. Once we want to undo each other, you say you are Yoruba, I'm Morobo. But the poverty, the shame, and the backwardness is universal. So if we see that we have a common problem, common challenge, a common enemy, and face it, we will do well. There is hope. Yes.
There is hope.
There is hope. Nigeria is one of the easiest countries to make money.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yes. So then, when it comes to farming, a lot of you want to come and farm. It's not as easy as that. Farming is not a primary business. It's a tertiary business.
It's a long-term business.
Yes. Ufoma, capture the way this bus is going to. See the people's heads. See the bus is going to pass through that place. Precision. Precision.
You're noticing every detail. It looks normal.
It looks normal to you. And somebody was saying that, why am I excited about traveling? I've traveled, but my vision becomes more laser focused with maturity. There are more things you see, more things that excite you. So agriculture is a tertiary business.
How do you differentiate agriculture and farming?
Agriculture, farming is usually subsistence and it's usually a monoproduct form. You understand? While agriculture is integrated, diversified, and usually mechanized, and there is more of value addition. So you have Ministry of Agriculture, you don't have Ministry of Farming. So farming, they say that monkey meat is sweet when it is dry. But what will you eat before the monkey meat gets dry? You understand? So you must have something that sustains agriculture. The broilers I'm going to sell for Christmas, we brought them in August. They are growing there. It is because I have money from somewhere to feed the broilers. You understand? I can't feed the broilers with salary. If not, I can't pay rent. So agriculture is tertiary business. That's how you do well. Any questions, sir?
Well, you don't.
Ori Bono. Your head the hot.
Don't let me use a negative word, but you have destroyed my. What I was thinking was different, but thank God I asked you about agriculture.
Yes.
So you've explained better. So now I know that it's not something I will just jump
You
into.
don't, but you can acquire the land. Acquire land where it can appreciate. There are places where I acquired land. Acquired them when they were quite cheap, but with time they have increased in value. So when I farm on the land, if I harvest cassava and sell, I'm reducing the cost of the land, and eventually I will turn the land to profit.
Yes, how do you determine or know a land that might appreciate
In value?
In value.
Yes. Number one, study the trend. Listen, put your ears to the ground. What is the federal government about to do? What are states government about to do? Then listen to your gut feeling. When I was buying where I farm now, where I'm building a school, I was hearing worry there. That is, there's going to be a road that will pass there and they will be loading passengers. And then I just had the feeling. The average businessman has that kind of gut feeling and instinct. So they brought National Institute of Transportation Technology there now. The Federal University of Petroleum Resources is acquiring a land for practical demonstration close to where I bought, share boundary with where I bought for my friend. And then on the western end, a modular refinery is coming there. A ceramic company is coming there. And the commissioner for works, rural, the urban road, the mother is from that community. So there's going to be a road through one of the areas there. So that's the way I think.
So,
He has so many questions. You don't know which one.
Don't ask anyone.
He has answered in some areas that I wanted to ask before, and then I'm thinking of going to another field entirely.
Go to another
For
field.
instance, I think in the area of politics.
Politics.
I'm sorry.
No. I have a master's degree in public admin.
Okay. So, some people were agitating for secession.
Yes.
Even till now, some
Yes.
are saying.
Yes.
I want to know your take on it. Do you think Nigeria is better off together, or do you think secession is
Yeah.
a better?
In addition to that, your question: do you think that change can come with or without a revolution?
Okay. Let me answer your question first. Number one, Nigeria is like a cake. When you break a cake, each of the pieces that comes out or pieces that come out has the same ingredients. if you create Oduduwa State, Tinubu will be in Oduduwa State. Someone will be there. All the people that are currently Bajama Bila or whatever, they will be there. Obasanjo will be there. Are you following what I'm saying? Portable will be there. Portable will be there. Are you following what I'm saying? If you create Biafra, all the people that have negative influences and whatever in this country, the man in charge of gutter and the dustbin in Lagos State will be there. If you create Midwestern State, Ijo, Asaridokubo will be there. You are Asaridokubo. You are inside the country. You say you will shoot helicopter down. You are making like this. Asaridokubo will be in Niger Delta State, country. The same chaos we are having in the central government as Nigeria as a country will be in all the places. Look at somebody they gave contract 18 billion, I mean 16 billion. He did only 30% and abandoned it. Say Yoruba man. All the people, one person did contract in Delta State. The governor went there and peeled the thing, he mixed sand and just put small cement. So until we do a mental reorientation, then the next thing is that if you look at the BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, and China. These countries, Brazil has a large population, India has a large population, China has a large population, South Africa has a large population. Population is an advantage. Now, when we have this large population, if we can only meet domestic consumption alone, domestic consumption, food, once we have electricity, good road, security, health services, if we can meet domestic consumption alone, it's a lot of money. If we can solve domestic problems alone, it's a lot of money. Because anywhere there are problems, there is wealth. So now, if we break into small countries, each of these small units will become vulnerable. Niger can easily invade a small part of us. Cameroon can invade a small unit and mess them up. But with our size, we are quite intimidating. 1 out of every 5 black human beings is a Nigerian. And the best brains in the world in Harvard and several universities in America are Nigerians. Nigeria has more graduates per family than any race in the United States. So we need to harness these potentials, harness these human resources, natural resources in that large population to achieve our goals. I don't support secession. And now, when you talk about revolution, until you do a mental revolution, a physical revolution only turns the soup, but the taste is still the same. I've studied the history of revolution. Let's take Cuban Revolution. After the Cuban Revolution, it is the Castro family that became the oligarchy. There is the principle of the iron law of oligarchy, that when you start a revolution or you start anything, after some time, only a small group of people will come and head the leadership. Let's take the Russian Revolution. After the Russian Revolution, when the Tsars were poofed, then the Soviet Union came up. People like Brezhnev, Nikita Khrushchev, and a host of others. We now found out that after some time, the Politburo in the Soviet Union now formed an oligarchy. Then Mikhail Gorbachev and Boris Yeltsin came. The Soviet Union broke down. Now, if you go to the individual state, Kyrgyzstan, different stands in there, you will see that they have tyrants ruling over them. You see Putin and Medvedev, they are changing rulership. So you come to Libyan revolution. Gaddafi removed Idris Mohammed from power. Gaddafi became the leader. There was development, but after some time, Gaddafi became a tyrant, in quotes. Now, people revolted, removed Gaddafi. We now have different factions, Tripoli faction, Benghazi faction. Let's think about the revolution in Yugoslavia. When Yugoslavia broke into pieces after the death of President Tito, there was so much bloodletting, and even though Macedonia and all these countries have come, until there is a mental change, the system does not really change. Let's look at the Egyptian revolution. After the Egyptian revolution, Mubarak planned a coup, came into power. The thing remained the same. And what is it, Mubarak or Anwar Sadat? Anwar Sadat was assassinated because he signed a peace accord with Israel. Then Mubarak came into power. The same oligarchy, the same domineering spirit. Then the Arab Spring came, swept Mubarak away. Assisi has come back. Let's look at the revolution in Sudan. The revolution in Sudan. Bashir, one thing was removed. Then the students that led the revolution, they will push you to the side. The generals and the oligarchy will come and take control. They will use tribalism, money, and whatever. If look at Burkina Faso, Thomas Sankara revolution, Blaise Compaoré, his very good friend, was used against him. And then the politicians came. Eventually, this other person has come in there. Revolution usually. Okay, let's talk about Rawlings. Rawlings did revolution in Ghana. Ghana improved to an extent. But people still blamed Rawlings that he victimized people. You understand? And then the change that Ghana has experienced recently is not necessarily because of Rawlings alone. The redecimalization of the Ghanaian currency and all that. So revolutions must start from the mind before it now becomes a social movement. The social movement does not necessarily need to be violent. It has to be forcing leadership to enact laws that will bring about changes, social justice in society. So I don't like violent revolution because from the analysis I've given so far, you will see in Nicaragua, the same thing. Che Guevara, the elite will still come back and start the same thing. Maduro in Venezuela and the person before him. It's like that. So me, I prefer mental revolution, social revolution without violence.
So, sir, you are implying that the responsibility of the development of Nigeria is resting on who, government, or all of us?
All of us as a collective. By the time I want to do election, you say I should give you money first. So in the last election in Edo State, I was there to speak to them on good governance before the election. Somebody drove a car to a polling unit, sold his ballot, and collected 20,000 naira and drove away.
Will it be that maybe because he is hungry and he has a family to
If he's really hungry and he has a car, just going to do kabu with that car, he will get money. If he loaded Benin Warri, he will get money. Although the road is bad, if he just did round Benin, he will get money. So the thing is that we want to do election. You will say that I should give you I should give you salt, I should give you rice before you vote. If the politician is a businessman, he will make his money from you have just sold your right for 8 years. You understand? So that's how I see it. It has to start from I don't cross laws. If you are doing exam malpractice in your school as a pastor, you are part of the problem. You understand? If you are supposed to report on duty, you don't report on duty on time, you are part of the problem. If you say a student must give bribe before he will pass in the university, you are part of the problem. If you drive against traffic, you are part of the problem. You take money and you don't do the job, you are part of the problem. So that is the way I see it.
Sir,
and we the pastors must preach messages that will change people's lives, not only looking for money. I know they don't like this. They can't do me anything.
Okay, sir. So now, when I came here in Uni, sir, then I find out that almost 80% of the whole environment is filled with small-scale business. Almost there are shops almost.
Let me explain to you. 75% of the GDP of most developed economies is from small, medium, micro enterprises. And I did a research on sustainability of small, medium, and micro enterprises in Nigeria with special reference to Akamu production in Okorodabe Street in Owerri. And in America, businesses earning less than $250,000 per annum generate 75% of the GDP. But at the same time, if you don't teach people how to make these companies, these small companies, grow the economy. Research has found out that 95% of small and medium enterprises fold up within the first 5 years of existence. So we must find a way of sustaining them, giving them low interest loans, providing basic amenities like electricity, water. Then in Nigeria, the average small business pays close to about 30 different taxes. Signboard, fire service, water, even for your borehole, youth development, up to 30 different taxes. So we must, Ghana recently now are removing taxes from some of these things. And the loans you give, 20-something to 30-something percent interest rate is too high unless you are doing kalo business. If you do kalo business, you just buy the thing, supply it. After 2 weeks, you make your profit and it will be inflated. Then you get your money back. If not, for real sustainable development, this EU here, your interest growth rates are about 0.1% to 2%.
So, sir, regarding our relationship with Nigeria, I'm talking about man-woman relationship now. Earlier, I didn't want to talk about my relationship story. I'm very single, and the reason is simple. It's not because I am holier than thou kind of person, or that maybe
Yes.
I have the best kind of character.
Yes.
But unfortunately, my expectations are dashed every time I meet a lady, because the expectation, the requirement doesn't make sense to me. I thought maybe when you're meeting somebody you are hoping to relate with, the things that should matter mostly should be things like honesty, diligence, and the rest of all these good values. But unfortunately, most of the time, people just expect you to have some material stuff that. So I want you to talk on this, because if you turn to our country, Nigeria, oh my God, although all over the world is mostly like that, but I think it's much more.
Okay, let me. I did a video on what your father did not tell you.
Yeah, expatiate on it with relation to hypergamy, feminine nature, and masculine.
I did a video on what your father did not tell you, and some religious people and some very naive people. One of them is a YouTuber. He was not even married. That crazy German wanted. He just opened his mouth, blah 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 blah, and I discovered that after that, 3 weeks later, he got married. He never gets sense. Namumu, marriage, hey, romance is very difficult without finance. The woman is called fiancé. You are called fiancé. Fiancé. You are called fiancé.
Financing.
Very close to financing. You see, when a woman goes to a party, no matter how well they are, you will see she will collect small fried chicken, she will collect small things for her children. Man was made to suffer, woman was made to feel the pain. So you see that the average woman thinks about her future, her security, her stability, and her family. And so she's going to change her name to become yours. She wants something that she can fall on. It is you, the man, that should be looking for character, integrity, and all that. What the woman is looking for is security. It's security. My wife got engaged to me when I had nothing, but she knew I was going to be a medical doctor. She was a speculative investor. She knew that there was good in front. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I do.
She knew there was a future, and she was ready to work with me to build that future. The average girl today doesn't have that. We have created a jaye jaye, jekuronko mentality. We have created chop and quench mentality. We have created a mentality of I cannot date a broke man, you know. And if you see their fingernails, they're artificial long, the hair is expensive. You can't, they can't risk these little comforts they have been used to and just go and marry a broke man. There are people like that too.
Sorry to cut you.
Yes.
On this note, now let's say a man is willing to be this traditional man that is wanted. The financing, fiance, see that is fiance, financing.
Providing financial orgasm.
I heard that when you said it on it.
Oh, listen. On my wife's 63rd birthday, his mother, 63rd birthday, I asked her, do you want physical orgasm or you want financial orgasm?
Okay.
She said, I beg, I no get body for physical orgasm. Give me financial orgasm. 63 years.
Okay,
pastor.
Pastor, on this note, sir, you know, if you look around now.
I like being realistic.
Yes, look around, sir. And then men are saying, okay, we don't mind being this traditional man who provides, who is responsible for all these things. But unfortunately, most women have changed from their own traditional role. Now they want men to take on some of their own traditional roles. And at the end, unfortunately, they are still dissatisfied and they still walk out of marriage based on some emotional.
You see,
What do
you are in Europe here. The woman goes to work. You go to work, and you want her to come back and play traditional roles. When she's playing on traditional role, you will tell me that women used to farm in Africa. You understand? That they were farming in Africa. But there were days they didn't go to farm. You understand? When you came from farm, you stayed in the evening, told stories. But now, your wife goes for night duty. Your wife does shift work. She comes back tired, and she will breastfeed. She will take care of children. Then you want to go to Jerusalem at night. I think that the average man needs to be very realistic. We can't marry traditional women any longer. The woman has to be realistic that we can't have traditional men any longer. When the ideal is not available, we make best use of what we have.
Plus now there is responsible for increase in rate of like divorces. Because there are some men. I was listening to a court session, and then I heard this lady said she walked out of her marriage because she felt that the guy is too nice. Because she went from the guy brings her. Okay, so sometimes these things bother you and make you feel. What are we?
That woman grew up in a dysfunctional family, and there are some people. There's a disease still called sadomasochism. Some people are sadists. They enjoy inflicting pain on people. That's why you see girls. Then there are the men who traumatize women in a bid to get sexual.
No, but on that point as well, differentiate between being nice and being firm, because most people think being nice is just some people are just nice and
just think that being nice is just
not standing up for yourself, because
a malicious person. No, women admire
firmness.
Really? Yes. Women admire men who can exercise authority. Women admire men who can take decisions. Women admire men who are strong. They admire strong men who are firm, men who can take decisions, not honey. She will look at you, be mumu. See, you're a woman rapper. It's true. So women, you see, they want to hold your hand. They like that firmness, that ability to take decisions, and they respect you more if you are responsible but firm. Not she just says anything, you just panic. No, women don't like it.
Yeah, that's why they naturally gravitate to, let's say, people who are dangerous, because they know that those people might be able to stand up when things are tough.
Defend them.
I was going to say that too.
And defend them.
Not only, because
No, you don't need to be crazy like me. You don't need to be. No, I'm not aggressive. No, you don't need to be like. If I tell my wife, don't do this. If you do it, I will not be responsible. If she goes to do it, as all the problems are coming, I don't pay attention.
Listen to that.
I don't pay attention.
think
There was
that's
one
being
time
a
I
man.
told her, don't go there. She said she will go. She went. I said, what if you go there and this happen? They push you. She went. They pushed her. She went to police station. I didn't go to the police station. The area commander was waiting for me. Who is this man that people are calling from all over the country? I didn't go because I told you not to go. Told you not to go. So the women respect such men. She will tell them, if my husband hears this, I don't want my husband to come back and meet this. Better do it well before my husband comes. So she likes that. Husband, in John chapter, the husbandman, he trims the vine, makes the vine more productive, you know. So I did a video, being nice is not nice.
Yeah.
Be a good person, but don't be too nice. When you are too nice, you look stupid. Okay?
Okay, so final.
Yeah. I don't know my. Yeah.
Okay, so a round-up speech,
Yes.
sir, so that I don't have any question for now anymore. I just want you to, give us a kind of a summary or round-up summary speech.
The world is changing very fast. I did a video that birds that are in cages think that birds that are flying free are mad. You see, a lot of Nigerians are still in religious, political, tribal, sociological, mental cages. They need to be free. They need to understand that the world is moving at a dynamic pace, and we cannot use tribalism and stupidity to think that we will go at that pace and meet our generation. When you are sleeping, you are in Europe here, people wake up very early and face their businesses. We must wake up as a country and face the challenges that we are supposed to face, and then hand over a greater nation to the next generation. I remain your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki, and this is
Sanjo.
Sanjo, not Obasanjo. And this is Dr. Ufoma Apoki, and we are in Barcelona. We are having fun. God bless you. Remember 8th and 9th of November, becoming a person of influence. Send a message to +234 802121 9262. I will be in Dortmund next, and if you are around that area, you can meet with me and we'll have a one-on-one discussion like this. God bless.
Thank you very much, sir. It's a pleasure meeting with you again.
All
Thank
right.
you very much, sir.
All right, thank you.